So these are the last topics in control statements. It's very easy to understand. You have to study 3 statements: break, go to, and continue. You already heard about break, and we used in when we studied switch and case. So first one is the break statement. The break statement in C program has the following 2 usages. When a break statement is encountered inside a loop is immediately terminated and the program control resumes at the next statement following the loop. It can be used to terminate a case in the switch statement. This one we already discussed. Purpose of break in switch. So once again I am reading this statement. When a break statement is encountered inside a loop, the loop is immediately terminated and the program control resumes at the next statement following the loop. So this break can be used along with all the looping statements. We can use along with while, we can use along with do while, for loop, and also nested for loop. So here you just imagine I have a while loop and my condition is true. First it will execute this statement, then it will execute this statement, then it will test the condition. If the condition is true, what happens is it will not execute the remaining steps inside the loop. It will not execute the remaining steps in the loop. And it will come out of the loop. That means this loop will not be executed anymore. This loop will not be executed anymore. So the case when while loop is true, this statement will be executed, second statement will be executed, then this condition will be checked. If the condition is false, what happens? This statement will not be executed. If the condition is false, this break statement will not be executed because this break is written inside this if condition. At that time what happens? It will execute this statement and this statement. Then again this condition will be checked in the loop. So if the condition is true, if I am writing break, what happens? It will terminate the execution of the loop. The remaining steps will not be executed and the condition for loop will not be also checked later. So it will directly come out of the loop and execute the next statement. That's the meaning. The same is happening in do while also. So do while only difference is it is a post test while loop. After these statements are executed only this while loop will be executed. This while loop will be tested. This while condition will be tested. At that time also if I give some condition and if I write some break, it will not execute the remaining statements and it will come out and it will execute the next statement. Similarly for loop also. Some loop is executing, some condition is satisfied, I have written a break, it will come out of the for loop. It will come out of the for loop. So this brace is not here. So this is very important. Listen carefully. Here I have an outer for loop. Here I have an inner for loop. Outer, inner. So in the inner for loop I have a break condition. So what happens is this loop will not be executed anymore. This loop will not be executed anymore. It will come out of the inner loop. It will exit only from the inner loop. This statement will be executed. Listen carefully. This statement is actually inside this outer loop. And this statement is also inside this outer loop. Again what happens is after this thing, here some increment or decrement will be there that will be performed. This condition will be checked. If the condition is true, this statement will be executed, this statement will be executed. Again this for loop will execute it as usual. So what you have to understand here is in nested loops, if we are using a break statement inside a inner for loop, it will come out of only that loop. So always remember, when a break is written inside a looping statement, inside a while, for or do while, it will come out of that loop only. If it will come out of that loop only. Is it clear? Any doubt? Can we move to the example programs? So when we see the examples, it will be more clear. Break example.c. Filsa Kareem. Filsa Kareem, can you hear me? What will be the output of this program? What will be the output of this program? Any guess? Any wild guess? No problem. കേട്ടില്ല എന്താ? ഞാനല്ലേ അങ്ങോട്ട് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചോദിച്ചു, ഇങ്ങോട്ട് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചോദിക്കുന്നു. Definitely hello will be printed. How many times that hello will be printed? That is the question. Okay, no problem. Fida Sahuda. How many times hello will be printed? Okay. You can mute the mic. No problem. So I will explain it. So you just keep the working of while loop in your mind. What will happen there? First the condition will be tested. Here when you look at there is no condition. Only one is there. So if in place of condition, if we have any values, you can have any values. Either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, some -5, some -7, anything. Any non-zero value will be treated as true. Any non-zero value will be treated as true. So here while 1 means while true, the condition is true. Hello will be printed. Again, keep the working of while loop in the mind. Again, it will test the condition. Still it is while 1. So again the condition is true. Hello will be printed. So this hello will be printed infinite times. We already discussed about infinite loop. So this hello will be printed infinite times. Look at that. The hello is printing continuously. So any value inside the while loop can be considered as true. Any non-zero value. For example, I am giving -10. Hello will be printed continuously. Suppose I am giving 0. 0 means false. So nothing will happen. Nothing is printed. So is it clear? I think this is a new thing for you. That's why I asked you to make some wild guesses. So is it clear? Please respond. Okay. So I'm making some more modifications in the program. The condition will be like this. Int I equal to 0. I plus plus if I equal to 5, break. Debug. Now can you predict the output? The question is how many times the hello will be printed? 5 times hello will be printed. Okay. So before checking the output, let me analyze the program. Initially I will be 0. While 0 it is true. Then I becomes 1. 1 equal to 5 is false. So the break statement will not execute. Hello will be printed. I'm just writing H. Hello will be printed. Again, sorry, here the condition is, in actual case it will not execute even once. So I'm changing the condition. Okay. Hello is printed. Then again the condition is true. I plus plus. I becomes 2. I equal to 5 is false. So break will not execute. Hello will be printed. Then I becomes 3. This condition is false. Break will not be executed. So hello will be printed. Then again I becomes 4. 4 equal to 5 is false. So break will not be executed. So hello will be printed. Again I plus plus. I becomes 5. I equal to 5. 5 equal to 5 is true. So break will execute. So the loop will not execute anymore. It will come out of the loop. It will come out of the loop. So how many times hello is printed? Hello is going to print only 4 times. So let me check the output. Hello is printed only 4 times. Debug, is it clear? Okay. So no problem. It is almost correct. So any doubt in this one break statement? Any doubt in break statement? If it is clear, please type clear in the chat box. So we studied some new things also. Inside while loop, we can give some values also. So any non-zero values will be treated as positive. So I'm making some modification to this program. This is not about break. So since I saw this program, I want to convey some more things to you. That's why I'm making some changes. It is completely out of the topic. So what will be the output of the program? Please comment in the chat box. Please make some wild guesses and type the answer in the chat box. No problem. all answers will be accepted. Please respond. Shashikant saying 1 times. Mayank saying hello infinite times. Infinite. So different answers. Okay. Gautam saying infinite. Aknal saying infinite. Adidev infinite. Okay, infinite. Everyone has to answer something. Okay, no problem. Let us check the output. So it is printed 0 times. That is the output. It will not be printed. So why? Again, you have to remember the concept of post increment. I is declared. Some value is allocated. 0 is stored. Condition is checking. So here you have to understand, what you have to understand is, first it will execute while I. Here the value of I is 0. While 0 means false. The loop will not be executed. Then I value becomes 1. Then I value becomes 1. That is what happening there. So if you remember the example of that a plus 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 a plus plus, you can understand it properly. So here I am writing like this, and if a is 0, here the value will be 0. Then a will be incremented, and here value will be 1. Then a will be incremented to 2. So similarly, first while I will be considered. Initially I is 0, so while 0 is false, then only I value will be incremented. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. I'm not expecting you to answer this. No problem. Okay. So that's all about break statement. So you can try the different examples also. So next one is goto statement. The goto statement is used to alter the normal sequence of program execution by transferring control to some other part of the program. Its general form is goto label, where goto is a keyword and label is an identifier. Keyword means it's a predefined word. Goto has a meaning. Identifier means it is a name given by the user. So here I have a for loop. Inside that again I have a for loop. Here I am giving a condition. If some error occurred, go to stop. Then it will skip the remaining part and it will directly go to this labeled part. And the statements from that label will be executed. Stop is a label, so nothing will be executed in this line. So from next line onwards, the program will continue its execution. So here also I have written a goto. If inside that inner for loop I have written a goto statement. If this condition is true, go to ABC. Here it will just skip only this line. So it is to jump within the loop. You can use goto to jump within the loop and also exit from the loop. So if you remember the break statement, if we are using nested loops, And if I am using a break statement in the nested loop, it will only come out of that inner loop. It will come out of that inner loop. So suppose I want to stop execution all the loops. So here go to stop is written inside the outer loop. After that we have an inner loop. So if I want to come out of the outer loop directly, I can use go to. So one thing you have to understand is generally these go to statements are not used in the C program. It is used very rarely. So you have to study this go to statement and you have to only understand the concept. So I am not doing any example. Okay, next one is the continue statement. Continue statement is used to skip the certain statements and continues the next iteration. Okay, first of all, we have to understand the term iteration. So you already said the for loop will execute I equal to 1, 2, 3, something like that. So when I equal to 1, some statements will be executed. So execution of these statements can be called as iteration. So when I equal to 1, these things are executed. So that can be called as an iteration. So when I equal to 2, again this same set of statements will be executed. That we can call it as next iteration or second iteration. Again for I equal to 3, these statements will be executed. That is called third iteration. So again read this point. Continue statement is used to skip the certain statements and continues the next iteration. So here we come back to this portion. Again this braces are not there in the program. So here these much statements are inside the for loop. So when I equal to 1, these much statements are executed. In first iteration, these much statements are executed. In second iteration also, these much statements are executed. So similarly, for some iteration, for some change in this program, it is not break, it is continue. So for some iteration, this condition becomes false. This condition becomes true. If the condition is true, what happens is, in this iteration, we have some steps. These 2 steps are already executed. Then at some point, this condition is true. If the condition is true, I have written a continue statement. So what happens is, it will not execute these 2 statements for that particular iteration. That's the meaning. If in the iteration 1, this condition is true, what happens? Continue will execute. That means it will skip the remaining parts. Then it will go to the second iteration. The second iteration also it will test the condition. If the condition is false, these 2 steps also will be executed. In that case also, if the condition is true, it will not execute these steps. So in the second iteration also, these 2 statements will be skipped. So the same thing is applicable to do while and also while. Is it clear? Any doubt in the continue statement? Okay, please ask. Yeah, definitely. It will not execute the next iteration. You are correct. Okay. So it will be clear when you do this example. Write a C program to display numbers from n to 1 which are not divisible by 3. Which are not divisible by 3. So I have to display the numbers from n to 1. So suppose n is 10, 10, 9, up to 1. You have to display those numbers. One condition is there. No need to display. The question is which are not divisible by 3. You have to display all the numbers which are not divisible by 3. So you just think the other way. We are going to display all the numbers, but we are just keeping the numbers which are divisible by 3. We are not displaying the numbers which are divisible by 3. So 10 will be printed, 9 will not be printed, 8 will be printed, 7 will be printed, 6 will not be printed, 4 will be printed, 5 will be printed, 4 will be printed, 3 will not be printed, 2 and 1 will be printed. So with the help of continue, I can do it. So just think about that. I will do the program. Continue example dot c. Main int n printf enter value of n scanf %d comma ampersand n. So here I am iterating from n to 1. So I have to write a for loop for I equal to n greater than 0, I minus minus. So here initial value of I will be n. For example, it will be 10. 10 is greater than 0. So 10 will be printed. After that I minus minus, I becomes 9. So I just want to say about this for loop. So the last condition is n greater than 0. At some point I becomes 1. 1 greater than 0 is true. After that it becomes 0. 0 greater than 0 is false. So it will iterate from n to 1. So if it is divisible by 3, no need to print it. So I am writing something like this. If I, because we are testing for each and every I value, I mod 3 equal to 0, continue. Below that I am writing printf %d some space comma I. Some error is there. I undeclared. I is not declared. So I am declaring I. Yeah, I greater than 0. Very good. So here, just imagine n is 10. Before going to the output, I will explain the program. I equal to 10. Initial value of I is 10. 10 is greater than 0. So these statements will be executed. 10 mod 3 is not equal to 0. So this continue statement will not execute. So it will print 10. Then I minus minus. I becomes 9. 9 mod 3 equal to 0. 9 mod 3 means the remainder is 0 because 9 is divisible by 3. So continue. So this statement will not execute. It will directly execute I minus minus. I becomes 8. 8 mod 3 equal, then it will test the condition. 8 mod 3 equal to 0 is false. So it will not execute, continue. It will print 8. So 10 will be printed, 8 will be printed. Similarly for the remaining numbers. Now I will execute the program. I'm giving 10. So I got the output as 10, 8, 7, 5, 4, 2, 1. All the numbers which are divisible by 3 are omitted from the printing, or it is skipped for printing. Is it clear? Is the continuous statement clear? Any doubt in the continuous statement? So our second module is finished. So there will be an examination on second module on Friday. This Friday, coming Friday. After that, I think you have Onam holidays now. Which exam? Electrical. What about Saturday? So can I conduct exam on Saturday? So if I postpone the exam after Onam holidays, you will forget everything. So at least you will go through all this topic and you will write the exam. Timing. (11 to 12). Is it okay? So Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon, you have the internal exam. The topics will be only based on second module. No need to study the first module because already Viva is conducted for first module. So only thing is second module. So some multiple choice questions will be there, and also I will ask. I will ask to write 1 or 2 programs. That's it. I can't ask theory portion because this is online exam. You will definitely copy it. So some multiple choice questions and also some 1 or 2 programs. So any doubts? Please ask. Otherwise we can wind up. Okay. Wait. What's the first part in switch statement? First thing you have to understand is switch is not a looping statement. Okay, switch means some case is matched. Some statements are executed. Then we will write. Then there will be a break statement. So it will not execute the remaining part. It will come out of switch. Okay, it will come out of switch. There is no more connection with the switch anymore. So in the continuous statement, if the condition is satisfied, the remaining steps are skipped, but the next iteration will be executed. In switch, there is nothing called next iteration. But in for loop, do while and while, we have something called next iteration. If it is written continue, it will execute the next iteration. And one more thing, you can repeatedly execute switch statement if you write switch within a for loop. Sorry, switch within a loop, any loop. So in menu driven calculator, we have written switch within a do while. Is it clear? I think Mayank asked that doubt, na? Okay. So can you reduce the speed? Then only I can. Okay. Which one, continue or switch? If the condition is false, then continue statement will not be executed. If the condition is false, the continue statement will not execute. That means these remaining steps will be executed. Okay. So for more clarity, I'm adding one statement, printf hello also. And here I'm giving /n. So here if I give n equal to 10, hello will be printed 10 times. But along with hello, if the number is divisible by 3, that number will not be there. I missed the semicolon. Then okay, I'm giving /n also for easy understanding. Then so here the first iteration hello is printed. Then the condition is checked. Condition is false. So it will not execute that continue statement. So it will print the I value. When again I will be reduced, I becomes 9. Hello will be printed there also. Here also hello is printed. This condition is satisfied. So continue. Next I becomes 8. At that time hello will be printed. 8 more 3 is anyway not equal to 0. So this condition is false. So this continue will not be executed. So 8 will be printed. So hello and 8 is printed. So is it clear, Mayank? Any other doubts? Please ask. So that's all I want to share today. So wait for 1 minute. I will take the screenshot. Okay, that's all I want to say. All I want to share today. Prepare well for the exam. If you have any doubt, we can discuss in the WhatsApp group. Also, you can call me. No problem. Okay, thank you.